Is it still affordable? And is it possible to upgrade from a 3-room flat in 2025? Let's say you bought your 3-room HDB flat a few years ago. Things felt stable, prices weren't skyrocketing, interest rates were low, and the idea of home ownership felt achievable. Fast forward to 2025, and suddenly you are staring at the numbers, asking yourself a heavy question. Can I even afford to upgrade? You are not the only one asking. Right now, all across Singapore's 3-room flat homeowners are hitting that same wall because what seems affordable 5 years ago now feels completely out of reach. You want more space, maybe a better location, or just a fresh start. But in a market like this, that dream can feel like a fantasy. In this video, I'm going to give you the full picture, no fluff, no hype, just real grounded insights into whether it's still affordable or even possible to upgrade from a 3-room flat in 2025. And here's the best part, it might not be as far-fetched as you think. Let me first say this, over the last 3 years, I've personally helped more than 130 families navigate these exact questions. I've seen a full spectrum, from families who had no idea they could afford an upgrade to others who nearly made a costly mistake chasing a move that didn't make sense for them. And what I've learned is this, it's not just about whether it can be done. It is about whether it should be done and how to do it right. So if you're wondering whether you're priced out or just missing the full picture, this script is for you. Let's begin by understanding how the profile of a 3-room flat owner has changed over the past decade. Back in 2015, a typical 3-room flat might cost you around 280 to 330,000 in non-mature estates. Many of those buyers were first-time homeowners, some even single-income households. Fast forward to 2025, and the same units are now selling for 450 to 600,000 depending on the locations. Income levels have changed, yes, but not always at the same pace. The cost of living has gone up, CPF usage has increased, and many homeowners are now sitting on substantial equity without fully realizing it. This shift matters because what was once considered a starter home has for many become their biggest financial assets. And how you move forward from it or choose not to will shape your financial trajectory. Let's talk about value. A lot of people overestimate their flat's worth. They check listings online and assume that's the price they will get. But listings aren't sales. Real valuations depends on recent transactions, and even small variables like being on a high floor or facing greenery can move the needle significantly. A 3-room flat in Queenstown may command 600,000, while a similar one in Yishun could be priced closer to 420,000. That gap, it defines what's next for you. Now, some people still think that interest rates are climbing. That was true in 2022 and 2023, but in 2025, we are seeing the opposite. Rates have started trending down. Slowly, yes, but enough to ease monthly repayments and make certain upgrades more viable. That said, prices haven't really dropped. Resale prices remain high, private home prices have cooled slightly, but certainly haven't crashed. What this means is, you have to be sharper. Opportunities are there, but they are not obvious. You will need to calculate, not guess. And that brings us to your real-world proceeds. Let's do the math. Imagine you own a 3-room flat in Ang Mo Kio that sells for 480,000. You still owe 120,000 on your loan, and you have used about 180,000 in CPF, including accrued interest. That leaves you with 180k in cash proceeds. Now, you're eyeing a 4-room resale at 700,000. Down payment at 25%, that's 175,000. Add stamp duties of around 17,000, legal fees of about 2,500, and a renovation buffer of 30,000, and your actual out-of-pocket cost rises to about 225,000. You are short by roughly 45,000. So, where does that money come from? Ideally, it should come from your CPF OA balance or savings, not personal loans or credit cards. That's where many people hit a wall. Now, let's break down your borrowing power. A 700,000 flat with 75% financing means a loan of 525k. At 2.6% interest over 25 years, your monthly repayment would be approximately $2,380. Under MSR rules, that monthly repayments must not exceed 30% of your gross income. Divide 2,380 by 30% and you will get 7,933. That's the household income needed to support the loan. If you're applying as a couple, each of you needs to earn about $4,000. Seems achievable? For some, yes. But here's what people often overlook. If you're over 40, your loan tenure may be shortened. HDB uses the formula 65 minus your age to determine your loan duration. If you're 45, your tenure drops to 20 years. That raises your monthly repayment and lowers the amount you can borrow. Now, let's take a step back and explore the emotional landscape. Many owners are stuck in a mental tug of war. On one hand, there's the fear of missing the window. What if prices climb again? On the other hand, there's hesitations. What if I overextend and regret it? Let me give you an example. One couple rushed into a resale condo purchase without running full numbers. Their 3-room flat sale gave them $190,000 and they stretched to afford a $950,000 condo. Within a year, interest rates rose before the current easing and their cash buffer evaporated. Renovation costs ballooned and they found themselves house rich, cash poor. Contrast that with another client. They sold their flat for $410,000, waited 6 months while renting, and picked up a well-valued 5-room resale flat during a lull in asking prices. They had time to research, save more CPF, and walk in full clarity. This is why strategy beats speed. So what are 3-room flat owners doing right now? Some are making lateral moves, selling in mature estates and buying larger flats in developing areas. A 3-room flat in Queenstown can fund a 5-room in Punggol with rooms to spare for renovations. Others are looking at timing private resales buys carefully, especially when interest rates improve and sellers adjust expectations. And yes, some are choosing to hold, not out of fear, but with a plan. They are saving CPF aggressively, tracking grants eligibility, and watching market signals. For these owners, the delay is strategic. Let's highlight a couple of cases. One client sold a 3-room in Bishan for $480,000 and purchased a 4-room in Jurong West for $510,000. After accounting for loan clearance and CPF refunds, they kept their costs low and avoided dipping into cash reserves. Another client assumed they were stuck because of their age, 48 years old. But with a high CPF OA savings and a shorter loan term, they bought a 4-room flat in Bukit Panjang without stress. The key was proper calculations. Then there was a case where the seller didn't account for accrued CPF interest and ended up $30,000 short of their expected proceeds. We helped renegotiate their next purchase and restructured financings to make the move possible. Let's clear up a few common mistakes. 1. Assuming listing prices reflect what you will get. They don't. Transactions and valuation dictates the sales price. Number 2. Ignoring CPF accrued interest. This eats into your cash proceeds and is often forgotten. Number 3. Underestimating renovation costs. Inflation has made 20,000s renos a thing of the past. Budget closer to 30 to 50,000s. Number 4. Assuming you qualify for grants without checking income thresholds. If your combined income exceeds 40,000, most CPF housing grants are out of reach. So what should you do now? Start with clarity. Use a proceeds calculator to project your net sales amount after CPF and loan deductions. Check your MSR eligibility based on your actual income and loan tenure. So let's recap. Can you still upgrade from a 3-room in 2025? Yes, but only if you understand your market value, account for real costs, calculate MSR correctly, and know how much buffer you really have. If you are looking to upgrade from your 3-room flat and you want to secure the best price and buy at a fair price, I have a free guide that could help you. Click the link in the description and I will share with you.